2012, Tisai Island was a forgotten island where much of social services such as schools, hospitals, roads, churches, mosques, police station, among others, were unheard of. Much as Article 17, 1 of the Constitution of Uganda, clearly explains the role of citizens on their rights, including the right to demand for services, and on their civic obligations and duties, as defined in the Constitution, as well as their role in planning and budgeting and monitoring the implementation of development interventions, will be a key feature of the civic empowerment drive.
Facing this place in this school with us teachers, first of all, our motivation, it is very poor. The parents actually have failed to turn up with the motivation of the teachers. We agreed at a rate of 60,000 per month per teacher, but it is not even fulfilled. And then the other thing is that the books we use here, we lack them. The books are not there. We try to borrow some books with outside the government schools, but actually they don't release. More worse, the classes yet in this school, P4 and P3, most of 2 books lack each class. So we find it a problem. Teacher's guide actually is a problem facing. And then on the side of the entertainment, actually it is poor, not even there, because you'll find that the teacher comes from home, morning hours, comes here to stand to teach. Not even breakfast is there for a teacher. Up to this hour, as I talk now, with a dry mouth, there is nothing from morning. So, but we actually endure because we want to develop the place, and we are we are born in this place, so we actually volunteer in that way, though it is a hard situation.
We are happy to mention. I'm happy to mention that because of PAC, it brought the intervention through PAC. As a result, it brought development to this island.
This prompted PAC Uganda, a non-government organization operating in Teso sub-region, to embark on advocacy campaign aiming at improving service delivery and accountability among the citizens of Tisai Island in Kumit district. Today, when you visit the island, more and more developments are welcoming you to the island. John Dimak is a born of Tisai Island in Lake Bisina, Kumit district, confirms there is a lot of changes in the recent past since Public Affairs Center Uganda started its engagements with the local leaders in Kumi local government on the plight of the area, noting that services such as polling stations, a hospital, a road, a school, among others, are now available.
This island had been displaced in 1967 by Koromojong. After that, people left here and it was resettled. For 10 years back now, from the 10 years, we have experienced some change.
PAC Uganda has also gone a long way to sensitize the local communities on the issues of gender-based violence and mindset change, and this has helped to increase household income.
To some people who actually have been PAC had been advocating. It has done much to sensitize the community here. Gender-based issues, these kind of things, actually PAC has done a lot. It has sensitized the people. It has made some mind change. People are going to those peasants there were going to agricultural issues and also animal keeping.
However, he also tasked PAC Uganda as they come in with new corporate strategy for next 10 years. There is need to look at climate change as it is now a new threat to the island.
Environmental destruction. Has come very rampant. The island is not as it had been before. It is so rampant. Actually, we got administrative unit. It got a sub-county some 2 years, but it is not operationalized. due to the no network, road network, actually don't have access road to the island.
The LC3 chairperson of Tisai Island Sub-County, Ben, says Park Uganda has done a tremendous work in terms of advocating for the Tisai Island residents, noting that they have been able to become an independent sub-county from their mother sub-county of Ongino, which he says this is a big milestone for service delivery.
And even I thank the government for having brought back the people of Tisai into Tisai. As per we were displaced by the Karamojong warriors in 1967, but that is not enough. It needs again the government to put more emphasis in disarming the Karamojong, because they are still disturbing us as per we are still even in the community.
However, he has called upon government to take over the only community school, Tisai Island Primary School, in the area, saying that as the community, they cannot afford to pay for qualified teachers.
The community also has decided to hand over the school to the government, such that it can be coded and they bring in the well-trained teachers as per we have also them in that school. We have so far got the staff of 8 primary teachers in the school, but the challenge is that they are not paid by the government. It is the community to pay them. We are now begging the government of Uganda to at least code this school in order to bring in the teachers who are very well qualified, such that our children also will be well equipped in education.
Benson Ochen, the Executive Director, Park Uganda, explains that basing on Article 38 of the Constitution and the prevailing situation at the time, a group of professionals joined and formed Park Uganda to create opportunities for the citizens to engage their political leaders, technocrats among others, as he elaborates.
For now, I can attest and say people are very active. They may not be wise, but at least they are now active. Everywhere, for me, when I see people demanding for political bribes, the increase of commercialization of politics is for me positively indicating that citizens are now are very active in matters of politics. They know their vote matters, but they are not yet wise. So in the next 10 years, we are going to focus on making citizens more wiser, more astute in influencing the democratic processes. It is like a kid that begins to become aware of money. If you give them a 50,000 shilling note, they will just go and buy a street. That is good enough. So yours is to see how that kid becomes more wise in the way it will use the resources tomorrow.
Benson also acknowledges that in the next 10 years, Park Uganda is going to focus on a new phenomenon of climate change governance and natural resources, especially around Lake Piscina, which provide livelihood of the new Tisai Island sub-county and Kumi district.
You visited Tisai, you see how it is negatively impacting the society. So for us, in the next steps going forward, climate change governance, necessary resource management and governance is going to be one of the pillars of our strategic intervention. And definitely we need to mobilize people to preserve and conserve nature, to use the natural resources responsibly. We shall definitely engage farmers and local people not to engage in businesses that destroy our future livelihood.
The Speaker of Soroti Local Government, Stephen, admits that there is need for Park Uganda to continue reminding new leaders on issues of accountability and also to engage voters to make their leaders they put into different offices accountable to them.
Park has helped the speakers, most especially the speakers, to build the capacity on their roles, to build their capacity on how best they can associate, number one, with their respective councils, and also, since it is an added advantage or an added role, and how best they can work for councils, but also remember to be accountable to their constituencies.
Park Uganda District Coordinator Kumi Francis Adong says after receiving a training on governance and human rights, this enabled her to start a neighbors' assembly that began advocating for service delivery in Tisai Island in Kumi District.
Because Tisai had very many issues, and those issues made even some people from Tisai to leave Tisai as an island, which was their home. But having gotten a concept on a citizen manifesto, I managed to establish a neighborhood assembly in Tisai that enabled people from Tisai always to sit and discuss issues that affected them. And I became part of them to ensure that I would advocate for issues about Tisai. And the most pressing issue which was in Tisai was about the resettlement. And especially when those people at that time were displaced from Tisai because of the raiding of the Karamojongs. Those people didn't have homes and had left Tisai as their homeland without constructing homes. But when the parliament started engaging, especially the leaders, the MPs, the LOC5s, at one time we engaged them, and the MP of Kumi District, Honorable President Mungu Nakuru, came up after getting very many issues about Tisai. She decided to tell the people of Tisai and committed herself to resettle them.
Today she notes a number of achievements have been registered, such as polling stations, schools, roads and bridges, among others, as she narrates.
And as I talk now, the achievements which have been in Tisai are, at least there was a donor who came, that is Tedo, who has managed to construct a primary school in Tisai and a Church of Uganda, and that school, and it has 7 classrooms. Also, they have managed to put a health facility, actually clinic, which helps them getting some first aid. It is near the school. And as we talk now, government has responded to put up a road which was commissioned by the minister last week.
The chairperson LC3 Ongino Sub-County Kumi District Charles Aiso says Park Uganda has done a lot in training local leaders on issues of accountability and service delivery to both politicians and the technocrats, and this has brought harmony among both sides to work together, hence improve on service delivery for the local communities.
It is actually an organization that can empower communities to demand, to influence, to take decisions, to know their rights. And for me, I could say it has actually done a lot. Of course, with the perception some people have that they are after witch hunting. But I think, for me, I got to understand that we are supposed to work hand in hand because they help us as local government. They can actually keep you awake to know that service delivery is why you are in the system.
Park is a national civil society governance watchdog and public policy lobby committed to work for the improvement of the quality of governance in the country and provision of quality technical and advisory services with the promotion and protection of constitutionalism, good governance and democratic development of the country as its overriding goal.